Ready? Okay. Good evening and welcome to the April 6, 2022 Council of Governments. If you could please stand for the pledge. At this time, we will be going into closed session, but before we do that, is there any public comment? Is there anything online? No. Okay, seeing no public comment, we will go into closed session and we will reconvene after. Okay, we ready? Can you guys turn your mics off?
Off.
Off, yeah, because this is echoing. Test. Okay, I guess it's fine. Okay. Okay, we'll reconvene back to the regular agenda. For closed session, at this time there is no reportable action. We'll move on to consent agenda items. These are expected to be routine and non-controversial and will be acted upon by the council at one time without discussion. Any council member, staff member, or interested parties may request an item to be removed from the consent agenda for further discussion. Is there any board member that wishes to pull an agenda item? Seeing none, is there any public member? Okay, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second. No.
Gary?
Got it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There's something like
What is that, 7601? Okay. Next, we'll move on to regular agenda, and I believe that we have some audience members that would like to possibly come up and be first on the regular agenda.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So this is going to be agenda item number 15, correct, Robert?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm giving the report on behalf of the county and Public Works. To begin with, many things have occurred since the last time we met. We had our groundbreaking ceremony on the 2nd of March. It was well attended, a happy event. Thank you all for everyone that participated and they were able to come. So that was the little shovel. Since then, now they're really getting the equipment going out there. They've been bringing in a lot of equipment on the roads, and you've probably seen some of that activity, and they're gearing up. So they've really started now. They're working on putting in the fencing, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. We continue to work with the negotiations. Activity is always going on with that, and there will be things to be reported later on, hopefully during the month. So that's the wagon trail for now. Are there any questions on that? Yes, sir.
I do. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
It has to do with phase 2. We were awarded the $4.5 million that were supposed to be available in August, those funds. So are you working on having an RFP ready in August for that second phase and the
Yes, sir.
You are?
We're already working on the draft.
Perfect. So we'll be able, once we get the funding, we're funded, we're ready to go, put it out there, and the design and easements and encroachments and all of that. Perfect.
Yes. It's all in there.
Then we'll have a shovel-ready project for that and look for funding, so.
Hopefully soon.
Yes.
It still takes some time, but hopefully as soon as we're done with one, we'd like to get going on the next one. as far as that
The
groundwork.
The tunnel that we're going to put in? That's
right, the tunnel.
Yeah, the
That's still
grade
part of
there.
the project.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Okay, so to continue on other items, last night we met with Caltrans and the community in regards to the San Andreas State Route 49 shop project. Caltrans may report on that also, but I would say it was successful. There were about 30 people there. The people were engaged. They asked good questions. They really are excited to see this project coming along. So we have an engaged bunch there. It sounds to me also that they're willing to be participating with landscape features and so forth in regards to the project. So more work to come there. The last thing I'd like to talk about is the ATP grant that we're working on. COG is helping us. Through COG, they're developing the grant applications. So there's 2 that we'd like to submit with that. And as we get further along with that, we'll provide more reports. Okay? Thank you. Are there any other questions?
Any board members have any questions? No?
All
Okay.
right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Okay. With that, we'll move on to, back up to item number 9, which is public comment. Comment should be limited to items that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council or not on the posted agenda. Is there any public comment? Seeing none in the room, is there any online? No. No? Okay.
Kelly, we were counting on you to do a public comment. Too late now.
You want to come? Okay. The next is item number 10, which is Caltrans report, and I believe I saw Marlon on the Zoom. Oh, hi, Dennis. Dennis is there too. Hi.
Yeah, hi. If you'd like me to go ahead and get started, Madam Chair?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
go ahead. I just wasn't
Yeah,
sure who was gonna, I just saw Marlon, I didn't see yours, so whoever wants to talk tonight.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, we're going to tag team here, and I'm going to go first, and I'll try to keep my comments brief. So again, good evening, Madam Chair and members of the council. I appreciate you still providing us opportunity to join virtually, but I do look forward in the future coming in person to these meetings. So just want to say that up front. I also want to let everyone know that Caltrans, we are now starting to transition back into the office. We are implementing a more of a hybrid telework program, and people are coming in 2 to 3 days a week and sometimes more. But so we're excited to get back in the office and continue to provide all the support and meeting everybody's expectations, working with all our partners. I also wasn't sure if your interim executive director is there in person. I was hoping to greet Melissa, is it Raggio, executive director. I wanted to welcome and congratulate her in her interim position, and I definitely look forward to working with her as we did with Amber in the past, and continuing the great partnership that we have with Calaveras COG. So I'm not sure if Melissa's there, but again, I look forward to meeting with her very soon. We are trying to schedule a executive steering committee internally with Melissa, and hopefully we get that scheduled before the next COG board meeting. Regards to our leadership team in Caltrans, we still have our interim director, Stephen Keck, since we've lost who is now our secretary of agency is Tokes Omishakin. And we hope to get a permanent director in place in the next couple months, but that's still yet to be seen. I do want to give an update quickly on the Clean California efforts in Calaveras County. As most of you already know, we do have a state beautification project that we're working on that will hopefully improve, and working with the different communities in Calaveras County to install a gateway and wayfinding signs. And right now we're working with the county to get a cooperative agreement to kind of help us deliver that project. So we're excited about that, and we're looking forward to, again, continuing to partner and get that Clean California beautification project out to construction. So we're excited about that. And also, I'm not sure if Mike, being California coordinator, has reached out yet, but we would like to work with the county on a free dump day in your area. I know we've held a free dump days with other counties in District 10. We like to do the same, where we can actually provide reimbursement for disposal fees. So if that's feasible and that can be done, please let Caltrans know, let Marlon and I know if you're interested in that. With broadband projects, you may or may not know already that we do have one project that we are planning to work on, the middle mile infrastructure for fiber optics and high-speed internet in Calaveras County. That's going to be on State Route 4, and it does, the locations was actually identified within the Wagon Trail project limits in Acropolis through La Honda Park. At least that's right now the initial locations that we're looking at. That, again, we are looking forward to getting those projects out to construction within the time frame and deadlines that we're given. If you want to know more about that, again, please reach out to Marlon and I. We'll make sure that our broadband coordinator can provide more information. Just last update with Caltrans. As you all know, we as a state have not necessarily new, but different priorities now in regards to our state funding, which are tied to the climate action for transportation infrastructure, CAPTI for short, and all the districts, including District 10, are having to go back and make sure and review all our existing projects on our existing system to make sure that it, again, supports the different priorities that we are now looking at, such as safety, equity, and even climate action, multimodal improvements. And so we definitely would like to continue to work with our partners to kind of review all of our projects and making sure that they are very in line with those new priorities, and that we can get the additional state funding for those projects to get it out to construction. If we are able to do that, that would definitely help with the federal dollars that are coming in to California as well. I will stop right there and ask Marlon if I'm sure he has a couple more items that he would like to share with the board.
All right, thank you, Dennis, and thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to the board. I just want to give a couple of additional planning updates for the board tonight. First of all, I'll mention the Active Transportation Program Cycle 6. I know that Robert just mentioned that in the last item, but I did want to follow up on that and just offer that, number one, the call for projects has been released. That was on, March 16th of last month. And the deadline for submitting project applications is on June 15th of this year. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because I'd like to offer any potential opportunities for partnership on any active transportation program applications, or if there's any letters of support from Caltrans that may be desired, please do reach out to us. We're definitely willing to have that conversation. We want to make sure that we allow and support any competitive projects out of Calaveras County. So just want to share that with the board. And additionally, we do have it's not ours, but USDOT, they just recently released a multimodal project discretionary grant program, MPDG program. And this is also a discretionary program that will reduce the burden on state and local applicants and increase pipeline for shovel-worthy projects. And these projects are meant to reduce emissions, grow the economy, improve safety, and also make our transportation system more sustainable and resilient. And this is specifically for rural communities. So we are Caltrans. We're going to be offering letters of support for this program as well. So if you'd like more information on the MPDG program, please do reach out to us. And again, we're happy to support any potential projects in Calaveras County. So just want to share that with the board. That's all I really have for the board tonight. And I'll pass it back to the board if there's any questions, thoughts, comments. We're happy to take them, and thanks again for the time.
Thank you both. Are there any board members that have any questions for Dennis or Marlon? Alvin?
Good evening, Dennis and Marlon. This is Alvin Brolio. Could I get in touch with your middle mile person? Could I get a contact information so I could do a little research and pick that person's brain a little bit? That would be wonderful.
Oh, absolutely. We can do that. We'll provide you the name and contact information. And I'm sure Marlon could probably provide that in the chat if that's a way that you can get that information.
That would be perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions from board? Well, thank you for continuing to support all of our projects up here in Calaveras. And I know last night, I'm glad to hear that that was successful, and I hope that continues. So.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And again, congratulations to the county on Wagon Trail. My apologies, I couldn't make the event. I missed out. I heard that was a very successful, groundbreaking event. And again, it's just a tribute to the great partnership we have with Calaveras County and Calaveras COG. So we will continue that partnership with all of you and continue to do what we can to serve your communities.
Dennis, this is
Yes.
Supervisor Toffanelli. Caltrans was well represented. Thank you for the number of people that were at the Wagon Trail groundbreaking. Well represented, and Marlon was there. And I think we have a picture of him with a shovel in his hand. If you're interested in that, maybe I can send that to you.
There you go. Yeah, that would be good. Thank you, Supervisor. Appreciate that.
Thank you both again. With that, is there any public comment? I think I need to make sure I do that. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next agenda item. Next agenda item is unmet transit needs, public hearing. So at this time, to staff, is there any comments before I open the public hearing? No? Okay, with that, we'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience? No. Come on, Howard, is there anything you got? Erin, is there anyone online? No. Okay, seeing there's no public comment, is there any staff comment on this? Okay, is there any, I'm gonna close it and bring it back to the board. So we're gonna close the public hearing now. Board comments. Are there any board members that wish to comment on this item? I'm seeing none. With that, we are good. Do we need to vote on this? No. Okay. Okay. We'll move on to agenda item. Thanks for making that easy. We'll move on to agenda item number 12, which is resolution fiscal year 2020, approving the fiscal 2022-23 draft overall work program and planning, programming, and monitoring. I believe this goes to Kylie.
Chair. So staff recommends the council approve the fiscal year 22-23 overall work program and planning, programming, and monitor expenditure plan. This is draft. We have time to change it. We have not budgeted contract carryover. These are basically placeholders for the carryover from this current fiscal year. Are there any questions regarding OWP or PPM?
Are there any questions about this? None? Okay, I guess that was an easy one for you too. If there's no questions. It's a good day for you. And a good day for us. Okay, Then we'll move to vote, since this is a resolution, so is there a motion to approve this?
So moved.
There's a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Did you get that in? Okay, thank you. Next is item, I got a backup, I don't think I did public comment. I don't think you need to worry, we're good, okay. I don't want Monica to call me tomorrow and say I didn't do that. Agenda item number 13, minute order approving fiscal year 22-23 draft operation budget. Kylie.
Staff recommends the council approve fiscal year 22-23 draft operations budget. The draft reflects a decrease of 1,847 compared to this current fiscal year. Can you hear me now? Okay, so staff recommends the council approve the fiscal year 22-23 draft operations budget. Is there any questions? We will be bringing back
I do have one question. Under the gas and oil, you have $500. The cost of gas, how much did we spend over the course of the average over the last 2 years?
That's for just the Prius that we have.
Oh, that's for our Prius, okay, all right. And we rarely use the Prius. It's,
You just don't even see what you walk by.
well, thank you for that. As a matter of fact, when was the last time you saw it?
It's there.
It's there, I saw it the other day, it is there.
It'd be gone, you wouldn't know. Aaron would know, though.
Well, do we need to drive it just to make sure that they're running?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm being serious, does somebody need to drive it around town?
We do that. We're supposed to use it once a week at least to maintain the battery. So.
Okay, that's why yeah, because if you don't run that, I know mine would not let me start.
Usually I go to the mail, I take the Prius.
Okay. Perfect.
Perfect. I'm glad I brought that up.
Started a whole other topic.
I did.
You figured it was a decimal point error.
It just drove itself away, Gay. Okay. Is there any other board questions on this? No. Okay. Is there any public comment?
You
Seeing
never drive
none.
it, so-
Well, yeah.
Huh? Oh. Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Move. Is there a second?
The same.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Next is agenda item number 14, Calaveras County Fiscal 2021-22 mid-year performance report.
That's me.
Aaron.
Aaron.
I'm going to make it short and sweet. I have attached the report for your review, and so if you have any questions or discussion, I will receive that at this time.
On page 329.
Mike.
Mhm.
On page 329 is the system map. Is that April 2022 or April 2021?
Nope, that's April 2021. That was the last, because this period reflected is July 1st through December of
Gotcha.
last year,
Okay.
and so that was the map for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're not the only one that has that.
Any other? I don't think my mic's working.
I feel like I'm not hearing you all of a sudden.
Every time.
I told you.
Is that better? Okay. Okay, is there any other board questions or comments for Aaron? Nope, okay. Is there any public comment?
Well, I had a whole list of questions for you, but
He lost them.
I thought against it after I brought up the Prius. So. I had questions about that too. I pointed to him that we're paying 20 grand for liability insurance on the vehicle that we don't drive.
It goes to the mail.
It goes to the,
And accidents happen in like close places, right?
that's okay.
3 miles from home.
Yep.
And that was easy too. So if there's nothing else, I need a motion to approve item agenda number 13.
I'll make the motion.
I'm sorry, 14.
14.
14,
I'll make the motion.
okay?
Second.
Move Did you get that in? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
We already did 15, so 16, we are moving on to council report. So is there any, I'm going to start to my left with Tim. Is there anything?
Nothing to report.
Okay.
I have nothing to report.
Good. Supervisor Topanelli?
I have nothing to report.
I have the, which is amazing that Gary just said that 4.5 million for phase 2. Nice work, way to go, that's awesome. High five. Team, yeah, I'll give you a high five for that one, that's awesome to get that going. And then Marlon or Dennis, I think it was Dennis that actually said, but the wayfinding, we're gonna get some wayfinding that comes into Angels Camp. We picked some different locations that came through either the last meeting? Yeah, I think it was the last meeting. So, which is very neat and interesting. Some signage, some Angels Camp, welcome to Angels Camp kind of thing. So I'm very excited to get that coming. So thank everybody that made that happen too. And that's all I have.
And I'm good, thank you.
And I have nothing to report. Just thank you guys, everyone, for keeping the wheels turning. Staff report, and you're back up again. Do you have anything?
I do not.
Okay. Kylie? No, Roger? No, okay. And with that, we will move on to adjournment, and the next scheduled meeting for COG is May 4th at 5:30 p.m. With that, we will move over to the CTA, but I believe we need to take about a 10-minute break if we can, if the board's okay with that, and we'll reconvene in 10 minutes. Okay.
Amber usually had it
Oh, we have other, okay, thank you. Okay, we will call to order the Calaveras Transit Agency for April 6, 2022. First up is consent agenda. So we have multiple consent agenda items on. Is there any board member that wishes to pull a consent agenda item? Seeing none, is there any staff? Is there any public? Okay, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Tim second, Alvin moved. Next is regular agenda, item number 7, public comment. Is there any public comment for agenda items not on the, or for items not on the regular agenda? Seeing none. Move on to item number 8, which is the minute order approving the fiscal 2022-23 draft operation budget. Kylie.
Staff would like to, make council approve the fiscal year 22-23 operations draft budget. I did want to point out that there are a few increases to note. One would be the operations contract, which you would see under the maintenance of buses and the operations contract, which is annual. We did move our dispatching dial rate software. The renewal is less than what we paid last year to get things started. For fuel, we have been running at a reduced service for the last 2 years, so we had really cut our fuel costs down. This is to anticipate a regular service for the next fiscal year and anticipated fuel increase cost. We also, the 2 PTMISEA buses, we're still waiting on those. We were awarded the FTA 5339 funds for an additional bus, and then we will also be, as you applied for last meeting, the LC top for the electric van. That will be our first electric vehicle for transit. Are there any questions?
Are there any board questions on this agenda item?
Are we getting any increases on the ad revenue from the contract that we had, or was that like a fixed 3-year contract? Was there any increases slated in the contract we had with our advertiser to, over time, increase the advertising they were providing back to us on the buses?
There is no increase. It's based on what we have. We did see a big decrease in advertising revenue during COVID, and we're still recovering from that.
Okay.
Almost $100,000 increase, yeah, cool.
Yeah, and that's to project for regular service, so we'll have an increase in mileage and an increase in fuel costs.
But I do see we have one electric van.
Yes.
Do we have a way to charge it?
We don't have it yet.
Yeah. So it comes with a wall charger.
Okay.
You just plug it in the wall.
On 220.
For how many hours? How many hours?
So we
It's out there.
it comes with a special charger that will be put on. Yes.
Does it have a long cord?
Really long cord.
Is there one that they can pack around with them?
Not that I'm aware of.
We might want to look into that because as you go with electric vehicles going up in elevation, you reduce your power, just FYI. I think there's been more calls for Teslas going up past to Bear Valley because they think they're fine, thinking they're going to get to Bear Valley and charge, and they completely shut the car down. So can you just make sure that we might want to look into that a little bit more, or do a test drive before you put people in it?
You can't afford it.
No, but we have some bus stops that would be ideal locations if we get some grant money here to put in charger stations there at some of our bus stops.
We have it in the overall work.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so that might be
Just like
something to
regular
look into.
plug.
Well, and I think that's why we're starting with a van versus a bus, because a van can make a much more targeted trip versus like a longer trek. We have to replace the van right now because van one is out of commission, so this is kind of us dipping our toe into it. And seeing how it works. We know the technology is going to continue to evolve, and we haven't finished our ZEV yet for a rollout plan for electric vehicles, so we're hoping that gets finished as well. Well, we hope we will.
Is it four-wheel drive?
We have till
We don't even
29.
have it ordered yet, so we've gotten quotes, we've gotten specs on it.
And LC Top will be awarded in June.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a delay on the buses?
Oh, yeah.
We've been waiting on the PTMISA ones for a year now.
Because
So they're
this
still
morning I
being
was in a
delayed.
meeting and Chief Johnson was commenting on the fact that, this morning I was in Epoch and he was commenting on the fact that they ordered a new fire truck and it's been almost 500 days and it's still not even close to being done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the same problem with the sheriff vehicles. I mean, they're still late and we ordered them last year. So, it's a problem, I
Well,
think, all
these-
around.
It's pretty widespread.
These delays in delivery, should maybe write a letter to Governor Newsom telling him to move the 29 date out a couple years because of all the delays and everything.
Yeah,
Nobody will be in compliance.
yeah.
Yeah, we're waiting. We've ordered it.
Well, you shouldn't be punished if you took the right steps. Yeah. It's not physically possible.
The other reason why I was asking how it was getting charged is I just am concerned about doing a lot of infrastructure into the current location. And I just want to be mindful because as we're getting these electric, of what our future is, of where we're going to land with CTA, with all of the buses. Because I don't want to be getting this grant fund and putting the infrastructure in, and then we don't own it, yeah.
All you see is Teslas there. plugged in.
Exactly, yeah. We just made somebody else
And
money.
for the LC Top funds, we do have 4 years to expend that.
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
Those charges, not reimbursed.
Oh, I know, Mike. Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. So,
Can I ask a question? Is the cost of the budgeted bus or van that you're ordering including a secondary, a phase two charging system? Not just your standard plug into 110, but an actual 220, not reasonable rapid charger? Because that's typically another $7,000 to $8,000 for a 220 system that you could fold into the cost of the vehicle. But if you have one of those at your main garage, wherever you guys choose the garage, I mean, now it'd be the maintenance shop as long as we own that. But if we don't own the maintenance shop, that's a question, should we do it somewhere else?
We don't own
In partnership with the county.
We lease it. We lease it, but you make a very good point. And we should check with that because when you buy a Tesla, they give you one. But those Teslas are quite expensive. I don't know what the cost of the van is separately here with the electric van. But we really need this rapid charger if we're going to be utilizing it a lot more. It just simply, it'll take.
Jared, can you put your mic up?
Yes, I'm sorry. It'll take 10, 12 hours in the 110 plug, and then if we start running low because we're utilizing it during the day, you can't just, you need the rapid charger so you can, within a couple hours, be charged up and ready to go.
Yes.
The council was brought a proposal regarding chargers, and I'm trying to remember, John, I know you were here. And there were 3 different versions. And one was like 80 grand.
Yeah, that's the 480,
Okay,
three-phase.
and then one was like
16
16 or 18,000. And
That's come down
then the little
across.
cheap 110 one is the one that you get when you buy the vehicle.
Right, yeah, the
Staff
16
will
to 18's
verify.
dropped down to 7 to 8. And it's a 220.
Yeah.
Staff will verify and we'll bring back at the
Okay.
next meeting and update
Okay.
exactly what is included in the purchase of the van.
And if the
And
grant
the
will
thing that
fund
was-
that better charger,
Yeah.
we should get that.
The thing that was bizarre is at the time, they were telling, I was hearing, and it may have been discussed in the meeting, that Tesla had donated them in Tuolumne County. And I'm like, well, why are they charging us when they're giving them to them?
I think they did some here in Copper.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a big
okay.
Charges,
Yeah,
big
yeah,
maximum
yeah,
bid.
Copper
It's
Town's
not here.
Square.
But if we're worried about putting this expensive piece of equipment in some place we're leasing, we
Well,
could
we
always
should
put it
see
here
what
at
the
county
affordability is.
property because a lot of bus sits right out here and we get to the point where we need to start putting these things in. We own the property here, obviously, so it would be beneficial.
Or I
Or
was-
feed is portable.
Or,
I mean,
yeah.
they're
even a
reasonably
por-
portable.
Reasonably portable. So you can just pull in, yeah. So,
thank you, I know that's going into the weeds, but I think it'll make us all, okay,
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 thank you.
Anything else on this? If not, then I'm going to move it over to public comment. Nope. Is there a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
second, all in favor? Aye. And then, next on the agenda is item number 9, Paid Transit Service, contractor report. And I'm not seeing her tonight, so I just want to make sure you guys aren't,
No, she's not here.
okay,
We knew she wasn't.
okay. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna go back down the line. Is there anything that you need to report?
Nothing to
No?
report.
Is it? Gary? Alvin?
I do.
Okay.
So, as these guys were talking and everything else, and this is just food for thought at the moment, I don't know if direction to staff is appropriate or not yet, but as I look at the budget, you know, for the transit, we spend $3,485 a month, and COG is $26,000 a year for a rough number. 22. What the heck was it? 26,500. So if I divide that up by 12, I come up with $5,685 a month. It's not a bad monthly payment on looking at something to buy down the road. And as these guys are talking about, to put infrastructure in that we don't even own the building, maybe we look at that at some point down the road. But that's just an idea.
Yes, and we discussed it at the executive management meeting and
Right.
direction was given, so I will follow up on both of those issues and report back to the council.
Thank
We've
you.
had this discussion annually
Yeah.
for a long time, many years.
I think the problem has always been there's just nothing that is available that's already there without having to look into building ourselves that it's just difficult, the market's difficult to find something that's going to support CTA. So,
The buildings in Toyon, they're vacant.
What's the zoning on the shop?
Yeah, we did 2 years ago.
yeah.
Well, they're still there, they're still open.
Okay, with that, we will convene. Thank you, everyone. Oh, sorry, John.
Oh, I'm good. No, thank you.
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, with that, we will see everybody next month. Thank you.
Thank you.